was trying to explain what they were, RICO crimes, and she was saying RICO is not a crime.
I saw
it's
this.
a category of crime. Like, okay.
RICO is not a crime. It is a category. What is the
It's a category of crimes that you're then charged
You
under
have charges.
a long 100
You
list
have
of
charges.
It's so dumb to say that publicly, like, and say it with confidence to tell a person.
That's the thing. The marriage of ineptitude and high self-esteem is
it's
really
funny.
the marker of our time.
Sir,
Want me
please
to name the exact statute under RICO?
Yes.
Well, it's funny. In this committee room, everyone's not here. There's over 18.
All right, sir, I reclaim my...
Joe Rogan once seemed to respect AOC, but those days appear long gone. The popular podcast host has become one of her loudest critics, arguing that many of her views on the economy and immigration are completely out of touch with reality. According to Rogan, her ideas don't just miss the mark. They could create serious problems if ever put into practice. His criticism was direct, intense, and impossible to ignore. So stick around, because we're just getting started.
This ball where all they do is celebrate extravagance and wealth, and you have a dress that says tax the rich. Like, what are you doing? Like, that dress is preposterous pose.
Joe Rogan kicked things off by calling out what he sees as AOC's biggest contradiction. When she attended one of the most exclusive and high-profile events in the country, she arrived wearing a dress with the message tax the rich. For Rogan, the moment raised an obvious question. If someone truly believes those wealthy circles represent a problem, why attend the event in the first place? Why take part in the very environment being criticized? He also challenged her popular tax the rich message, arguing that wealthy Americans already contribute a large share of federal tax revenue. In his view, the slogan generates attention, but it doesn't fully address the larger economic picture.
No. First of all, you've got incompetent use of funds. Like,
where does the money go?
Exactly.
All our tax, where does it go?
This idea that if you tax the rich, that all of a sudden all the problems will stop existing. That is so silly. You still have incompetent people that are distributing the money. They'll just create more jobs. There'll be more red tape.
And we get more in
debt. Yeah. What we got to do is figure out a real plan for engineering our civilization better.
According to Rogan, the bigger issue isn't simply collecting more money from wealthy people. It's what happens after the government receives that money. He argues that billions of dollars are already collected through taxes every year, yet Americans continue seeing concerns about infrastructure, government waste, and inefficient spending. His question is straightforward. If government programs already receive enormous funding, why do so many problems remain unresolved? Before demanding additional tax increases, Rogan believes political leaders should explain how existing resources are being managed and why taxpayers should trust that more money would produce better results.
My favorite interviews was when AOC was talking to that lady and she asked her to expand.
About Israel-Palestine?
Oh my God.
Well, I believe absolutely in Israel's right to exist.
She just collapsed into herself?
It's literally like a fifth grader that didn't study.
Look at that incident more through just as an incident.
And then they ask you about the subject, or you didn't read the book. Well, it's about Billy and his dog.
What people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is...
But the crazy thing about that interview is that her first comment comes off with total authority.
I am a proponent of a two-state solution.
One little follow-up question. Question's like, well, what do you mean by that? And then you just see her get weaker and weaker.
You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that?
But what do you mean about that? It's like, I don't know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. And she literally goes, I'm really not the expert.
Do you think you can expand on that?
I am not the expert on geopolitics on this issue.
She just gave.
For many critics, one of AOC's weakest moments came during a discussion about the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. According to Rogan, she had an opportunity to provide clear answers and demonstrate leadership on a difficult issue. Instead, he felt her response lacked clarity and avoided addressing the central questions directly. Critics argue that political leaders should be able to explain their positions clearly when discussing major international issues. In Rogan's view, the exchange reinforced concerns that AOC often relies on broad political language instead of offering detailed solutions when facing challenging topics.
From all parts of the political spectrum, one of the biggest issues that we have when it comes to immigration
is the fact that we have an undocumented population. Now, you can fix that by trying to build a wall, or you can fix that by trying to document people and create a path to citizenship. And you'll have folks that might say, look at these systems, you know, that our shelter system has weight and things like that. But one of the reasons that our public systems experience weight is because people don't have a documented and reliable path to work and sustain themselves, just like all of our ancestors did and our grandparents.
Immigration is another area where Rogan strongly disagrees with AOC. He argues that proposals for significantly expanding migration while increasing government support programs would place additional pressure on taxpayers and public resources. According to Rogan, any serious immigration policy must balance compassion with practical concerns about costs, infrastructure, and security. He also points to the fact that former President Barack Obama deported large numbers of undocumented immigrants during his administration, arguing that even many Democratic leaders recognize the need for border enforcement. For Rogan, that history complicates some of the arguments made by today's progressive movement.
Like AOC was on TV the other day doing an interview, and she was saying, you know, she was calling them undocumented people, and the way to do it is to give them a path to citizenship. Well, how about you know who the fuck they are? Because if you're a person from another country, say if you're in Europe and you want to come to America and become an American citizen, you know, you're an architect or whatever, this is like a long, lengthy process. And they only take a certain amount of people every year. And you have to prove that you have a skill. There's a reason why you should be here.
Rogan also defends the current legal immigration process, arguing that it exists for important reasons. He believes the system is designed to verify backgrounds, ensure security, and create an organized path for people seeking citizenship. Critics of AOC's position argue that weakening those safeguards could create new challenges for the country. According to Rogan, the immigration process should continue welcoming talented and hardworking individuals while maintaining standards that protect national interests. He views the system as an important part of preserving stability while still offering opportunities to people from around the world.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met.
Wow. She used to own a Tesla car. Damn, she don't own a Tesla anymore.
The conversation then shifted to Elon Musk, another topic where Rogan believes AOC has been inconsistent. Critics point out that AOC previously praised electric vehicles and even owned a Tesla, but later became one of Musk's strongest critics after political disagreements emerged. According to Rogan, this reflects a broader problem in modern politics, where public figures are celebrated when they agree with a movement and attacked when they don't. He argues that building broad political support requires persuading people rather than pushing away those who hold different opinions.
The result of that decision, let's take us to where we are today, is that Elon Musk, and I know Elon was on your show, and he's here in Austin, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And we could talk about Elon, but he spent $270 million to elect Trump as president. Okay. I think that's absurd that any one person...
What's the most someone donated towards the Harris campaign?
They spent a lot of money on Harris as well.
They spent $1.5 billion just over the course of a couple of months.
You got it. All right, let me talk about it. So I'm not here just to say it's a Republican. That's my point here.
Rogan also challenged criticism directed at Elon Musk's political donations. During a discussion involving Bernie Sanders, Rogan pointed out that while Musk's contributions received significant attention, other political campaigns raised far larger total amounts from donors overall. His argument was that if concerns about money in politics are legitimate, those concerns should apply consistently regardless of which party benefits. Critics viewed this as an important question about fairness and double standards in political debates surrounding campaign funding.
Did you see Kevin O'Leary talking about on CNN?
AOC, I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I buy her T-shirts for $39.95, tax the rich. They're very popular in Miami Beach. She has an 82% margin on that, proving that inside of every socialist is a capitalist trying to get out.
Another topic that caught Rogan's attention involved merchandise sold under AOC's political brand. Critics argued that there is an apparent contradiction between criticizing capitalism while also benefiting from selling products in a capitalist marketplace. Businessman Kevin O'Leary highlighted this issue during a discussion, pointing out that political merchandise can generate significant revenue. The debate raised a broader question about whether politicians can successfully criticize certain economic systems while still participating in them. For many observers, the issue became less about merchandise and more about consistency between public messaging and personal actions.
He was trying to explain what they were, RICO crimes, and she was saying RICO is not a crime.
I saw
it's
this.
a category of crime. Like, okay.
RICO is not a crime. It is a category. What is the
It's a category of crimes that you're then charged
You
under
have charges.
a long 100.
You have charges.
It's so dumb to say that publicly, like,
Well,
and say it with confidence to tell a
that's
person.
the thing. The marriage of ineptitude and high self-esteem is
it's
really the
funny.
marker of our time.
Sir,
Want
please
me to name the exact statute
Sir,
under RICO?
yes.
Oh, well, it's funny. In this committee room, everyone's not here. There's over 18.
All right, sir, I reclaim my time.
Finally, Rogan criticized what he sees as a tendency among some politicians to speak confidently about topics they may not fully understand. He referenced a moment involving discussion of the RICO Act, a federal law used to prosecute organized criminal activity. Critics argued that AOC's comments revealed confusion about the subject. According to Rogan, making mistakes is not the real issue. Everyone gets things wrong sometimes. What matters is being willing to listen, learn, and correct those mistakes when they happen. He believes effective leadership requires humility as well as confidence. And with that, we wrap up today's story. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.